Hi everybody, day 28, Thursday, 4th of June. I promised you I'd say one or two stories from my little life now. So here we go. Just as I told you, I met these people and got into my Bible really well. And then quite soon after that, they were going to do some witnessing at Manchester University, student university, to the students. And I got invited to be on a team, which was quite a privilege to be invited. But as you know, I feel so much about the church from very early on that I just felt that I couldn't go because it was going to be on a Sunday morning. So I apologised and turned that down and stayed faithful to what I felt God was saying I should be doing in the church. And of course, it had turned out when I went to the Bible study where I got became a Christian, that 3 weeks before I went there, Janet, my wife, had been going, but she'd seen the bigness of the commitment if she became a Christian, so she didn't feel she was ready for that. She wanted to go and check out some worldly stuff, not badly worldly stuff, but so she left, and so I missed her at that point. And it was really good from God's perspective because He wanted to give me that time to get myself grounded in the Word, and that's what I did in that period of time, maybe 18 months or so. It's just in my Bible all the time, So when Janet came along, I didn't immediately go out with her then, but it was I was really grounded in the Word when we finally got together. Some years later, I thought, and she needs a bit of something, my wife, so I dragged her off to this conference. More like we hadn't got there very long before God said, "Do you not think you need something as well?" And because He said that, it was like a 2-day thing, and I spent the whole of the night. I hardly slept that night, just going over my life and just seeing what needed looking at, and. There was this uneducated person was now in the middle of a few people who had a bit of education, so potential to be put down, and thoughts, and I think myself small. And so, with a bit of Watchman Nee in the background, we're sitting in one of these meetings, and I'm hoping that Janet will get something, and then I'm sitting here, and then it's like God comes along to me, and it's like He says, we need to release your spirit. You need your spirit releasing. What's that? You need your spirit releasing. Didn't exactly know what it meant, but I'm sitting there really uncomfortable in the meeting, and the chap at the front's not saying anything that's helpful to that anyway. Probably helpful in other people, but I was lost. I was gone somewhere. And at the end of the meeting, the lady sitting next to me, who I knew vaguely from because we were in this church party together, she said to me, I said, "I don't know what this means," she said, "but I think God's saying that you need your spirit releasing." So I said, "Yes, I know that, but how do I do it? What do I do? What do I have to do, So we went in the next room for a cup of coffee and joined the other people in the party, and we're telling them this story. And then there's a lady called Margaret there. I only know her a little bit. She's the wife of the organist at another church where we used to go. Had a really nice group of different churches that we went to around in that time. And as we're talking, she exactly how the conversation went, I can't remember. But at one point, she said, "I've always thought you were a really nice young man." And it was like as if God had said that. It was as if God had said, "I think you're a nice young man." And now that released my spirit. From that day to this, I've never been overly worried about what anybody thinks. Because God thinks I'm a nice man. God thinks I'm a nice person. So that maybe you need your spirit releasing. You're a child of God and He loves you, and He says, "I think you're all right. I made you. I know what you're like. I think you're okay." On a good day, of course. On a good day. Just another little add-on to that. many years later, we were in a prayer time. We had a thing at church where I just every now and again we'd just get people to in little groups and everybody pray for such a body. Everybody pray for such a body, and then it came my turn for everybody to pray. And my friend was praying, and then it was like she could hardly get it out. What? What's And she was praying for me, and she got something, and she could hardly get it out. And when she finally got it out, it was something like, God says your name is I am his. God says your name is I am his. So from that day to this, I love it when people do this for me. My name before God is I am his. That feels really good. It's another thing that affirms you. This is God's heart for us. He's made us this incredible, beautiful thing. And he wants us to be the fullness of what we can be. I don't know whether I've achieved that. Struggling all with, but I hope I have. Or not, I hope I have in a measure. I like that little phrase, in a measure. According to the light we've had. So we've struggled along and been blessed on the way. And so that's the life of a Christian, of course. We struggle along and get blessed on the way. And get a bit better each time, God puts a bit more in each time. And it always comes as a glory. It always comes as an affirmation of his love for us, Amen. Be blessed, I pray. Get your spirit released. Just find somebody that says, I love you, and believe them. Okay? Believe them. Okay, God bless.